all eyes around the state, around the country, around the world are on the Indiana Fever. And Bria, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Caitlin Clark has done in just 41 games what took Diana Taurasi an astonishing 565 games to reach. Let that sink in. The leap from her rookie to sophomore season that we're witnessing might be one of the most remarkable jumps in professional basketball history.
There it is! A triple.
While the spotlight's on her triple-double, that game actually saw 11 records shattered by Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. I reviewed every minute of that dominant win over the Chicago Sky, and what I discovered was unbelievable. Clark's triple-double wasn't the end. It was only the beginning of a night that completely rewrote the WNBA record books. If you're rolling with Indiana, drop I've got the Fever in the comments. Let's go.
Having the Fever organization be what it is today, like, it is just so fun to be a part of. There's been a lot of anticipation.
You've done a great job in training camp leading to this moment. Enjoy it. Okay, go out there and have some fun.
Even as everyone's focus was on Caitlin Clark that night, something historic nearly went unnoticed. DeWanna Bonner stepped onto the floor, just 7 points away from basketball immortality. Imagine that. 15 years of professional excellence, thousands of buckets, and now standing on the edge of becoming the third highest scorer in WNBA history.
Bonner is the fourth all-time leading scorer in WNBA history. And in her first game with the Fever, will likely move into third all-time. She's currently just 6 points behind Tina Thompson for third on the all-time scoring charts.
But with all the Fever mania going on, would anyone even notice her milestone? That was the question as the game began. Bonner has been putting up numbers since 2009, steadily climbing through her years with Phoenix, Connecticut, and now Indiana. And here she stood, only 7 points away from passing Tina Thompson on the all-time scoring chart.
Bonner, who knocks it away, cookies, DB, open court, right side, and she lays it in!
The moment finally came in the fourth quarter. Bonner walked to the free throw line and calmly sank both shots. The first tied the record, and the second made history. With that basket, she crossed 7,488 career points, becoming just the third player ever in the 28-year history of the WNBA to reach such a mark.
One more free throw for Bonner. It's in the air, and it's good! DeWanna Bonner now third in WNBA history in scoring. 7,489 points and counting. And here's the ovation for Bonner.
What makes Bonner's milestone even more special is her impact on the Fever's locker room. This isn't an aging vet-chasing fame. It's a 6-time All-Star and 2-time champion who's brought leadership and winning DNA to a young, developing squad. When she talks, players like Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull listen closely.
You know, DB is somebody that, is a Hall of Famer, like a legend, not only a good basketball player, a great person, a great leader. The strongest voice in our locker room is hers, and it's fun to have been around here now for about a month just to get to learn from her and soak it in. And I'm really happy she got to do it at the free throw line and all the fans could go crazy and cheer for her because she certainly deserved that moment, and it was really awesome to see and be a part of.
The Indiana crowd erupted in cheers when the announcer revealed her record. It was a reminder that even in an era of viral highlights and young stars, fans still honor greatness that spans generations. Bonner's rise to third on the all-time list wasn't just personal. It set the stage for an unforgettable night. Now, only Tina Charles remains ahead with 7,696 points. But Bonner's moment wasn't the end. Another Fever star was about to prove why Indiana's future looks terrifyingly bright. Remember when people doubted Aaliyah Boston could truly dominate, especially against Camila Cardoso, the 6 feet 7 inches South Carolina alum? Those doubts vanished in one game.
All right, y'all. Hey, good stuff. Okay, we did a lot of really good things. I thought our defense was really good, and when we had lapses, we played through possessions. All right, so we made things happen. Y'all, overall, just hell of an effort.
Boston entered her 3rd season ready to make a statement. She didn't just want to be good. She wanted to become a cornerstone of the franchise alongside Clark, forming a duo that could power Indiana for years. Chicago's front court came in confident, especially Angel Reese, who had spent the week boasting about dominating the paint. Social posts, press talks, even warm-ups. She made it clear she expected to own the matchup. But Boston's response was pure dominance. A defensive showcase with 5 massive blocks that sent shots flying into the stands and fans jumping to their feet. Her performance moved her to 6th in Fever history for blocks. Those 13 rebounds weren't just impressive, they were historic. That game pushed Boston to 8th on the Fever's all-time rebounding list. Only her 3rd season. Just think, decades of players have come through, and she's already top 10. Her stat line of 19 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 blocks placed her in rare company, making her only the 2nd player ever to record 15-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, and 5-plus blocks in a WNBA season opener. The first? Natasha Howard, back in 2014. That's elite company for any player, especially one still early in her career.
Yes, great job of those long arms of Aaliyah Boston here, going up multiple times, and
Then came the flawless Clark to Boston connection, showing perfect chemistry all game long. Clark kept feeding her big, high-low passes, quick bounce feeds, while Boston guarded the rim like it was off-limits. Every Chicago drive was shut down. Reese may have grabbed 17 rebounds, but her offense collapsed, shooting just 5 of 14 under Boston's relentless defense. What was hyped as a battle turned into a defensive masterclass. Pow, pow, pow. And the highlight of the night came when Boston and a teammate combined for a record-breaking feat never before seen in a WNBA season opener. A partnership so dominant it forced scorers across the league to rethink attacking Indiana. What Caitlin Clark did against the Sky wasn't just great, it was unprecedented. In 28 years of the WNBA, no one, not Taurasi, not Bird, not Swoops, has ever done what Clark accomplished that night.
Hit it once, I'll hit it again. Pow, pow, pow! Fever done.
Right from the start, Clark was electric. Within minutes, she buried a deep logo 3, the kind of shot that leaves defenders shaking their heads in disbelief. The ball barely brushed the net as it dropped through, and the crowd instantly knew they were witnessing something special.
Ready for the season to tip off. It's the Fever against the Chicago Sky. We saw record crowds a season ago, and I'd say they are back and raring to go in 2025.
That was only the start. Clark played like someone who had spent the entire offseason with one mission: to dominate every part of the floor. She saw passing angles nobody else could, threading impossible assists. She grabbed rebounds over taller players with perfect timing. But the biggest surprise came on defense. She was blocking shots like never before.
The Indiana Fever faced off against the Chicago Sky in a blowout victory, and I have 3 words. Oh my God. Or now you know.
Her 4 blocks set a new career high and marked the most ever by a point guard in a WNBA season opener. It stunned everyone who once called defense her weak spot. And these weren't soft contests. They were powerful rejections that fired up the entire team. The Clark-Boston connection reached its peak as the duo combined for 9 blocks, the most ever by any pair in a season opener. Just think about that. A a guard and center combining for 9 blocks. That's the kind of dominance usually seen from twin towers, not a backcourt-front-court combo. As the fourth quarter began, the tension in the arena was unreal. Clark needed just 2 assists and 1 rebound for history. Fans leaned forward, waiting for the first ever 20-point, 10-rebound, 10-assist triple-double in a season opener. Every pass drew gasps. Every rebound attempt had the crowd on edge. With under 5 minutes left, Clark dished a perfect pass to Aaliyah Boston for a mid-range jumper. Assist number 10. The place exploded. Moments later, she grabbed her 10th rebound, and the arena erupted in chaos. Clark's 20-point, 10-rebound, 10-assist performance wasn't just her 3rd triple-double. It made her the 3rd player on the all-time triple-double list and the fastest ever to reach that milestone, doing in 41 games what others needed years to achieve. She also tied Alyssa Thomas for the 2nd most 20-point triple-doubles in history.
Not the first one in your career, but you had 4 blocks out there. That's more than you ever had in college. Matches your WNBA career high. Felt like you were channeling the spirit of Gabby Marshall out there with the blocks. Is that a part of your game that you've been working on the postseason? Are we going to see more blocks out of you as your career rolls on?
Not really.
But the most jaw-dropping stat proves just how fast Clark is rewriting history. She now has 9 games with at least 20 points and 10 assists, 2nd most in WNBA history, right behind Courtney Vandersloot. What's wild is how quickly she got there. Clark did it in just 41 games. Diana Taurasi, who also has 9, took 565 games to reach that mark, while Vandersloot needed 430 games for 10. That's the difference between Caitlin Clark and everyone else. What takes other legends an entire career, she's accomplishing before her 2nd season's even done. She's not just breaking records. She's changing what we thought was possible in professional basketball. If she keeps even part of this pace, she'll own nearly every major record in WNBA history. And that's not hype, that's pure math.
It's not really something you can work on. I don't know, I felt like I had active hands. I had some pokes when our post players were playing good defense, and coaching staff has just challenged me to try to be a better defender every single practice and just getting better in that area. I still feel like there's a lot of room for me to improve. I don't think any of those blocks were too obvious. You look at the stat sheet, it's like, oh wow, 4, but you can get your hand on there and help your teammate out. It makes the world of a difference. So
what we witnessed against the Sky wasn't just another victory. It was the beginning of a potential dynasty that could define the next decade of women's basketball. Indiana's 35-point destruction of Chicago was more than a statement. It was the 2nd largest win in franchise history. Skeptics might brush it off as a one-game fluke, but the numbers tell a different story. Breaking 11 records in a single night isn't coincidence. It's a message to the entire league that the Fever are coming.
There it is! A triple.
The Clark-Boston connection is developing faster than anyone expected. Their 9 combined blocks prove they've built elite two-way chemistry far ahead of schedule. Most analysts thought this kind of synergy would take years. Instead, it's happening now. This roster has balance like never before. You've got Clark, the sophomore phenom rewriting records. Boston, the 3rd-year powerhouse already climbing the franchise rankings. Veterans like DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, Sydney Colson, Brianna Turner, and Sophie Cunningham bringing championship experience. Plus rising stars Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull entering their prime.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar. Not a female superstar, she is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves the needle.
Watching how quickly this team is clicking together, it's impossible not to get excited. Their spacing is sharp, rotations tight, and ball movement beautiful. These are things veteran squads struggle with. Yet this young Fever team makes it look effortless. This isn't about one record-breaking night. It's about witnessing the rise of a group that could reshape WNBA basketball and bring multiple titles to Indiana. It feels like watching the early Chicago Bulls before their championship run. The foundation of greatness being built in real time. The most thrilling part? Clark, Boston, and the Fever just getting started. If they're breaking 11 records this early, imagine what happens once their chemistry peaks. This isn't just a good team. This is the start of something historic. The gap between Indiana and everyone else is only widening. Their 93-58 win over Chicago wasn't just a victory. It was a declaration. The Fever didn't just win. They announced themselves as a powerhouse. When a team breaks 11 records in one night, you're not just watching basketball. You're watching history unfold. The real question now isn't if Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and the Fever will break more records. It's how many before they're done. If you're rocking with Indiana, drop I've Got the Fever below, like the video, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next chapter of this historic run.
Well, the regular season is here, and we have no more time for flirting, folks. We have no more time. It's time to get serious about our business. And Caitlin Clark handled her business game 1. 20, 10, and 10. 20, 10, and 10. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, what did the kids say? Belt to ass? Oh yeah. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Indiana Fever destroy, obliterate, run out of the gym the Chicago Sky. 93-58.